Hello guys, welcome to another video. This is going to be the last video for today. Well, here I'm going to do things slightly different. Normally we look at one chart and go go through it like in full details. So now we're going to look at multiple charts. These ones we hardly look at them, are currencies mostly, and also gold. So we're going to look at maybe 4 different charts, and then I'll just run over them and tell you what you can expect from them, how you can take advantage of them, trading them this week. So you need to make sure that you stay with me until the end, so that you follow in each and every chart, so that whenever you are there alone trying to get some trades, you know what to do. Right? So the first one that we're going to look at is gold. So let's just run through it quickly and just see if we can get some trades. So this is how our weekly chart looks like. This one, we've been talking about it, having a chance to go all the way up. And now what you need to understand is that it has hit a monthly area of resistance, the very same area of resistance that pushed the price down and broke these areas of support. So now it's a very sensitive area. If you've been getting those nice trades to the upside, you need to make sure that you do something with your stop losses, or you just close your trades completely, because of what? I wouldn't be surprised if from any moment now it starts pulling to the downside. So we were hoping that it was going to touch this, but it didn't. But all you need to take from this monthly chart is that it is touching a monthly area of resistance, which means it can give you trades to go to the downside, depending on what you're going to find on the other time frames, right? So the weekly chart, very much bullish. You do have an area of demand there, or an area of support. And the bullish trend line, we don't have a bullish trend line. So what you need to take from this is that, because we know where we are, we know we are inside a monthly area of what? Monthly area of resistance. So you need to maybe identify this area of resistance here on weekly, this one here, and hope that should it go up, maybe, if remember, the monthly one starts here, so we are already inside the monthly one. So maybe if it wants to maybe continue going up, you'll be saying, I've got a weekly one that is inside the monthly, and maybe this one will hold the price. And also this one, when it was formed, it also did some accomplishment, because it initiated this move that pushed down and broke the bullish trend line. So also that resistance that you're having there on weekly is quite strong. So you can see that now currently there's a lot of pressure to push the price to the downside. You just need to wait for the price to give you the green light to say that, now look at the structure is changing. You can pull the trigger. When you pull the trigger, you'll be targeting maybe somewhere around there. Now let's check daily and see if we will get anything different. Still the same. We've got your daily area of resistance, which is inside that weekly one, which is inside the monthly one. So all of them are just suggesting that any minute now this might go to the downside. So it needs to give you what? A confirmation before you can sell, because as much as we inside those zones, but the trends are still pushing up. The trends are still pushing up. So you need to for the price to show you that we've been pushing up, yes, but now seems like we're about to change. Maybe they are giving you a break of a bullish trend line, maybe that you can use as also what? Your confirmation. And you can also say, if you are trading on daily, you will be targeting these guys here when you're taking your sell. And the sell, you need to wait for the price to give you a reason to sell. We don't just sell because we know the price has to go down. No, you'll be disappointed, because just because you know the price has to come down, it has to go down, does not mean it has to do that immediately. And you can put a bullish trend line there. So you'll be putting your TPs there when you're getting that trade to go to the downside. Without the trade, or without the confirmation, you don't have a trade. So here on H4, you can see the structure looks more or less the same as what you had on daily. You'll be targeting this. So it's only a matter of the price giving you something that you can sell, and you'll be targeting the opposing structure on the time frame where you are trading. So if you're someone that's trading here on H1, this one looks like a Nasdaq. The structure here looks slightly like the Nasdaq, the chart that we looked at, and we have got this as the nearest one. So you can also see that on this time frame, which is your H1, there at the top we did have sort of a bearish rejection candlestick, but we are now still hanging there. It's not enough. So maybe if the price was to break like that, or at least take out this one, so whatever that you get there at the top, it needs to be more. It needs to be more for before you can enter. So in conclusion, this one, we are trying, or we're searching for a reason to go short. We need a confirmation for us to sell, simply because of the location where we are. We are inside a monthly one, the resistance, and then approaching a weekly resistance and a daily resistance also, and the price looks to be overextended or exhausted. It might go for a pullback. So that's why we are searching for a trade to go to the downside. So let's look at a different chart. Remember, I said we look at multiple charts. So we are done with gold. That's what you can expect from. All right, so the second chart that we're going to look at will be US30. So remember, this one I hardly look at it because of what I do NASDAQ, and most of the time they make sort of not really similar, but they are sort of related, because remember, one is US30 and the other one is 100. So let's continue. So this is our monthly chart on the Dow Jones. You can say we are also inside. We are inside the resistance, and but we sort of bullish because of what we broke the trend line and we broke the first resistance there. So we are bullish, but we are inside the resistance. So let's check what we have on weekly and see if the weekly is gonna agree with the structure that we're getting on the monthly. So on weekly, the price touched that monthly zone, remember, the one that we just looked at now, and then it retraced to the weekly area of support, and we are saying the structure is bullish. So from the weekly area of support, it got rejected, it's going up again, you see. So we still have some momentum to push to the upside even on that time frame. So now we are on daily. That's where things get interesting, and I will try and explain this so that you understand, right? So on the monthly, right, what's important is that you are inside a resistance or supply. Keep that in mind, meaning there's a lot of force to push to the downside. As much as we can say the trend is bullish, but that zone is going to fight and push it down. Now on the weekly, it's the same thing. Weekly, we're saying it's bullish. We broke this and we took out areas of what? Of resistance. We are bullish. But at the same time, remember, you broke this. You formed that, you went down. If you want to remain bullish, you need to carry on making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And with this weekly one, it might be very difficult for it to go above that and create a new high. It's not going to be easy, simply because for it to do that, it needs to fight that monthly one, and it's a weekly zone, so it's going to be very difficult. And now if it doesn't create a new high, yes, it's bullish, but that bullish trend is not so strong because of what? It's no longer giving us higher highs, you see. So you need to keep in mind. That's why when you are there on daily, you will see that on daily we were having a very nice bullish trend, and we had an area of support. It was taken out, the trend line was taken out, and now we are back to the same resistance that did what? That caused all of that. And the same resistance is what is inside the monthly one. So that's why from this zone, the price can struggle, like really struggle to penetrate it and maybe push down to somewhere there. So it all depends on whether you get confirmation for that or not, but it's possible, right? Because of what? If you want to carry on buying, it's not something very strong. It's a sort of a short term. You need to make sure that you always have a stop loss, and also the price must first, it needs to take out that high. Or even if you do, smaller time frames, getting those trades where you close the same day. But if you're planning to hold for long term, I would suggest you wait for the price to create a new high. So that's all that we can expect on this time frame. Let's check H4 quickly. H4 still looks more or less the same as what? You can say NASDAQ or gold. Then you've got that area of resistance. You still have what you call this, a bullish trend line. So you can see that because of the location being inside all of those resistance, we can get a trade to go to the downside, but the trend is still bullish. So you need to make sure that if you want to do that, you are getting confirmation. If you want to carry on buying, it needs also be with confirmation, and always have a stop loss intact, because of what? The location is suggesting that the bears could actually become aggressive because of what? Us playing inside their zone. So that's all that we can expect from US30. Let's check a different, something else out. All right, now we're looking at the next chart. The next chart that we're going to look at is GBPNZD. These ones, I used to trade them, but now I'm not really a fan of currencies anymore. So let's just see how the structure looks like. I haven't looked at it in a very, very long time. So, but the way I'm going to analyze won't change, still the same. So we can see that, how can I put this? So if you just look and maybe let's say from 2018, somewhere 2018, this has been the lowest point. From 2018, the prices never went lower than that. right? And now let's see, we can even market this as the next one, but it's just not a good price action because it's doing this. It's not good price action, so we're not going to comment much on it. Let's just see, maybe weekly will open up a bit. So on weekly, I would say that because of what, remember on that monthly we are there playing around this guy there, and on weekly we did have, actually we had a bearish trend line there, and we had areas of resistance there, and all of that was taken out, right? And all of that was taken out, meaning we became bullish, and now we are back to basically the support, or the demand that did what, that pushed up and broke all of that. So that's why I wouldn't be surprised if anywhere in between this area the price start to actually go up, and then maybe until that. And this here, this, I don't know what's happening here, because this is weird. I mean, the price is not moving. It's trying, but it's not moving. But at the same time, because of that, I wouldn't trust the bulls that much, because if this is their zone and they are very sure about their story, why are they not touching once and then push up? Why are they allowing the sellers to do this? So it means that they haven't yet fully kicked the sellers out, because of what, the sellers are still forcing them to sort of form with these types of candlesticks, the bearish rejection candlesticks. So it's not yet something that I would put my money on. So maybe if I get the price breaking a bearish trend line on the other time frames. I mean, look at this. What's this? So for so long the price has just been doing this. You see, that's why I do not like currencies. What's this? But anyway, let's move. Let's see if we can't get anything. Like, there's nothing at all. There's nothing. But all I can give you is that anywhere from here, anywhere from there, the price can actually go up. So if only if it could allow you to put a bullish trend line there, and maybe the bulls there, they become aggressive and break that, then you can catch a buy, and then you'll be targeting that. But for now, it's gonna be very, very difficult for you to know when exactly is it gonna go up, because of what, look at this, it's been doing this. So how are you going to know now it wants to go up? So that's why I'm saying the safest way would be if you are able to put a trend line. If it takes that out, then you can try and hope that it will give you a pullback. Then that's when you will push it to the upside. Because for now, you cannot really take a buy trade and tell me that you want to hold it for a longer time, because it's not going to work. It's not going to work. This thing has been just moving in circles for a very long time. So even here, even if you tried and push it there and then you are buying, you still need to remember that on daily around there, it is suggesting that you cannot really do much. So here, if my advice would be, stay away from this thing. Just stay away from it, or just take those trades from around there to around there, because currently there's really nothing that can even suggest to you that maybe hold your trade for a couple of days or a week or so, because of what's this. So it's not a safest one to trade for now. But the good thing about trading is that you are not forced to look at one chart and trade that only. No, you can say, while this one is not behaving or it's not giving me anything to trade, let me leave it for now and focus on something else. Trade that in the meantime while this one still deciding what it wants to do. So let's move to another chart. All right, the next chart that we're going to look at is USDCAD. So let's just run through it so that I just give you an idea to say that this is how it looks like on a bigger picture. On a longer run, this is what is most likely to do. But for now, this is what is most likely to happen. If you want to join that movement, you can try and wait for the price to touch here or do that before you enter. So that's the purpose of this video, where I'm combining different charts. I'm not going into deeper details. If you want that, you can maybe check the VIX75 video that I just uploaded, or the Nasdaq. That's where I looked at them in full details. Or if you like this style of trading also, you can just let me know, leave a comment, or text me on Telegram, and then we can get you into the mentorship program. But let's get started. So this is our monthly chart. On a monthly chart, we can say that has the price touched that? Yes. So the price went up to this strong area of resistance, which is more or less the same structure as what we had on, what's that, USD, if I still remember. We went to that area of resistance, and then now we are reacting. So if you're someone that, let's say for instance, your account was very big, and then you are someone that doesn't like opening their charts now and then, you just want to execute on week or monthly, you will be saying, there's my resistance or my supply, and then here's my demand or my support, and then you can put a bullish trend line there. You can say as things stand, because the supply is in control, it's most likely to push the price down towards that a bullish trend line. That's if you are trading on what? On monthly only. But you know that's not going to be the case. You'll be trading on other time frames, the smaller ones. So let's check how they look like. Can they allow you to take a trade or what? So this is our weekly chart, and the weekly is still very much bullish, and we've got a bullish trend line there, and you've got a support there. But because the price is coming from that monthly area of resistance, it can just penetrate like that, but we don't know. So that's why we're saying, because this time frame is bullish, and if you wanted to execute from it, I would say maybe the price touches there and you get confirmation because of where we're coming from. If you get confirmation, you can try and get your buy, but then you ask yourself, why did it turn there? So because of that, if the price was to go up there, you will still need to exit some of your trades there. That's why it's very important that when you trade, you must be able to identify those obstacles along the way, so that you will say, yes, I'm executing from here, but here's an obstacle. I'm going to struggle to pass here, so maybe let me exit. Let me take my profits there. So this is still very much bullish, and it is around the same level where it struggled to pass, and that level is just around the trend line. So maybe if we were to get a buy trade there, it would be a better idea. So let's check what we have on daily, right? So daily was bullish because of what? We were bearish going to the downside. We broke that. We broke the area of resistance. We became sort of bullish, and then you could put your bullish trend line, which is now taken out, and the trend line is also taken out. So we are sort of having the momentum going to the downside, but not fully strong, because if maybe we could take that one out. So for now, we are just around this area of support, which is what? The one that the other time pushed up. Or even if you use the main one, let's just use the main one, this one, and say this is my demand or the support that initiated that move going up and broke that bearish trend line, or also the area of resistance. So that's why we had said that on weekly, because there's a weekly trend line there, maybe if you get confirmation, you'll be selling, buying from that. But now let's check on H4. Can you get anything? Or yes. So on H4, if you wanted to buy, right, I would suggest you put a bearish trend line here, right, and say if the price does this and it takes out this nearest resistance, if it does that, then it means you will just identify the area there to say I can buy from that, because the momentum has shifted to the other side, and hope that that will be the pullback that we are anticipating all the way from the weekly, as saying we are around this and we are around that. And also on daily, we said the same thing, we are around this guy. So if that H4 trend line is taken out, and then you can try and catch something like that. So that's what you can expect from VIX, the way we love VIX, from USDCAD. With this one, selling is not something that I would suggest you do, or I would recommend. So you need to make sure that you're only focused on taking a buy trade, and you must first get confirmation before you do that. All right, let's check one more chart, and then we're gonna close the video. All right, so this is going to be the final chart of our weekly overview, right? So which is what I picked, Euro AUD. Leona, it's not something that I don't trade these things, so I just picked a random chart. I tried to mix them up a little bit so that I can accommodate everyone. So now let's check how this one looks like. So this is our monthly chart. Remember, it's not a full analysis, or it's not a full in-depth video. I'm just giving you the overview and what to expect from it from this coming week, right? So we can say that with this one, we are around monthly area of what? Of resistance. So if we were to get trades to go to the downside, we could catch them. And we had a bearish trend line there, which was taken out. We're sort of bullish, but because of the location being inside that monthly area of resistance, if we were to get trades to the downside, if you're lucky enough or you're strong enough to hold until there, you could do that. But you're not gonna predict that, because of what we are saying is bullish. So you're not gonna predict that this bullish structure is gonna be taken out. So you can only trade until that. So we're just saying that because of the location being inside that monthly area of resistance, we can end up getting trades to go to the downside. And this is our weekly chart. We had the same thing where we were bearish, and all of that is taken out, and now we are back at this weekly area of resistance, which is inside that monthly one, and then now we are pushing to the downside. My suggestion to you would be that because now we are bullish and you have a bullish trend line there and you are at a support, this support, yes, you can get your trades and go up, but I would suggest you do confirmation, simply because we are saying here we've got a monthly area of resistance and it's pushing down. That monthly area of resistance is pushing down, so you're trying to push up against it. So wait for a sign that shows you that the price wants to go for a pullback, then you can do that. And if you don't get that and the price breaks that support, it means now you are no longer bullish, because you have taken out this trend line, you have taken out the support. Maybe you can try and hope that it will go for a deeper pullback. Now let's check our what do you call this, our daily chart. The daily chart, it's saying it is bearish because we took out this and we took out the area of support, and it being bearish, you can say, maybe let me mark this area of resistance there at the top, or the supply, because it is the one that pushed the price down and changed that bullish structure to bearish. So if the price was to go up and test that, you are very much allowed to try and catch at a trade from there. And remember, you'll be trying to push the downside. And there on your monthly, we also said you are inside a monthly area of resistance, and I think on the weekly as well. So we can say that on the daily already it is suggesting that we can push to the downside, but also you need to make sure that you know where to exit. When the price touches your next opposing structure, you are out. So that's why I don't like currencies. I mean, look at this. Probably for the entire month we've been moving like this. So that's why I do not like trading them. But for now, if it was to go up and it gets to that, you could search for trades to go short. And let's check the H4. The H4 looks like this. And on the H4, we are bearish. We had a bearish trend line, and now we are at this area of support here. This area of support. Remember, we've been struggling to pass that. So this area of support, maybe if let's say you get your buy here, you can take it to that. You get that, you can take it to that. But because of where we are, when you compare it to the other time frames, maybe the very same daily area of resistance that I showed you there, should the price go up there, you can take it. Maybe it wants to get there, but at the same time, we are coming from the monthly. It can still break to the downside and do that. If it does that, it means now if it takes out the support, that support on daily, you will say daily is now bearish, then you can start searching for those trends to go to the downside. So you must look at both sides of the story, the both sides, the two possibilities that are most likely, and then assess them and see which one weighs more. So that's what you can look for. So for as long as the price is not taking out this support or is not creating a new high, you can maybe try and catch that. I don't know how long it's going to take. So as long as you're getting confirmation, when the price gets there, you get confirmation that it wants to go down, you write it down. If it's there at the support and then it says it wants to go up, you're going to try and push it up. So that's it, guys. So you can follow this chance throughout the week. If you don't get confirmation, guys, you don't have a trade. Just because I said around here the price can go up or it can go down, that zone can still fail. So for that reason, you need to make sure that whenever you take a trade, you always have a stop loss and don't over risk. Make sure that the what do you call this, the lot size that you're using, it's not too much for your account, because at the end of the day, you will end up having tight stop losses or exiting your trades too early because of what you used, the lot size that you shouldn't have used. It's too big for your account. So that's why you're managing the trade. The management of the trade is so poor. So you need to make sure that you are able to identify these areas and then look at the bigger picture, look at the direction of the trend, and try and search for trades in that direction. Then you will stand a greater chance of what? Being able to come up with high odd setups, or the setups that are most likely to work out the way you predict them. So this is all that I have for you guys. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Then I'll try and every Sunday come up with a video like this where we mix different charts together and then give the overview. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.